want to start? Press it all the way in.
How did that cut?
Yeah, you can do that now if you want, or whenever. Just let me know. Yeah, definitely.
Six more? Last three. What is with that ball? Last one. Shall I maybe talk for a second and then switch to the What? Yeah.
It's gonna make me fog up.
Should we do the spoken intro bit?
Yeah, whenever you want. It's on.
Okay.
Just let me know.
Yeah, maybe do that.
No fair, you're not letting me get used to wearing my glasses.
You good? Yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. I'm getting instructions from Brian. Actually, that's a good cue. So thanks to Ryan Carey, who is streaming this for us today. We also in the back in the Hamlin room, safely behind the glass, we have commentators Ken Fortin and Mark Beaumont. Kind of the purpose of this exhibition match today was, first of all, just to get Cam and I a little match practice as we hopefully start to get some events going again. We also, it may not seem like it in about 10-15 minutes, but we are good friends. We're also teammates, and we'll be representing Team New England, as well as Mike Gooding, the head professional in Newport, Rhode Island, in a 5-team National League event that the Boston TNR will be hosting in late May. All that being said, we're going to start warming up, and yeah, the match will begin in about 5 minutes. Thanks.
Oh God, first time wearing these glasses live.
Can they start talking now? Can they start talking if they want to?
If they want to, yeah.
Good ratio.
Right. Ryan, are we on? Well, fantastic. Welcome, sports fans, to a little taste of National League COVID style. Before anybody calls the mask police, I'd just like to explain that the players tonight are going to be playing without masks. Camden and Tony have been cohabitating for a while after Cam has been through the necessary quarantine for Massachusetts. So
Wasting them.
that explains that. Ryan is in Gary's corner. He's fully masked up. Mark and I are here in the Hamlin room, for those of you familiar with the Tennis and Racket Club, and we're going to do our best to add a little color to tonight's match. Neither Mark nor I have done this before, so forgive us if we stumble over ourselves once in a while. We'll try to be funny, maybe a little bit irreverent, give you some good historical facts. We'll be monitoring the comments tonight. Let's keep it generous, and we'll try to answer any of your questions. I think we are probably at the conclusion of the warm-up here. Maybe they'll switch sides.
The stream has just gone down. Hi everybody, this is Mark here. I see the stream has just gone down. We're back. Can anybody hear us out there? Welcome and good evening to everybody. And we're reading the comments as we're talking to you. So if you're out there and can hear us, if you could say something in the comments, it'd be great to hear where people are talking from.
Amen. Just to introduce ourselves, I'm Ken Fortin, a member of the Tennis and Racket Club, and I'm the treasurer of the U.S. Court Tennis Association. Not a professional broadcaster of any kind, although I do like talking. Everyone will attest to that. Let's see if I can talk in a semi-professional way tonight.
Great.
Mark, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so hi everybody, my name's Mark Beaumont, and I'm a member at the TNR here. You're joining us from a sort of just slightly above freezing Boston. It's slightly warmer in the court, although not that much. And it's a beautiful New England day out there with about 2 feet of snow, so from anybody around the world, that kind of paints a picture for you. Now, what's the format for today, Ken? I think
the format for tonight, it's 3 full sets, and the players will be playing off handicap, and they have agreed upon a handicap of 15-0-30. So Tony starts every game with 15 points, and Camden starts minus 30 every game. I was talking to Tony. Apparently, the actual handicaps are Camden at a plus 17, and Tony at I guess it would be a minus 6. So that's a 23 difference, which I guess would have been more than a 30-0-30 if they were playing off RTO, but I think they still want to have a little bit of fun, and sometimes steep handicap tennis can be it has the potential to be a little less fun because the person giving all the points has to play so much more conservatively, and the person who receives the points sort of can be rewarded for hitting strange racket errors and bashing the ball around, and so I think this will be a good competitive match. I also know that they're going to do their best to really entertain us. So whoa.
So for anybody
There we
who
go.
doesn't know, there is a little side game going on here, where friends of Camden and Tony are playing a drinking game, depending on how many grills and how many dead-ons they hit. So there is an incentive for both players on the court to just be a little bit more aggressive than usual.
I like that. Yes, I saw that. It's there's several sips involved with hitting targets, isn't that right, Mark?
I think that's right. And I was talking to Camden before the game. He said his objective is to get
You ready?
up to 15 all, and then he'll attack the game from there. So he sees the game as having two parts. Each game
Okay,
is
ladies
having
and
two
gentlemen,
parts.
welcome to
first part is
tonight's
to get even
exhibition
with
match
Tony.
between
The second part
Team
is to
New
get ahead.
England teammates.
Okay, we're going to start.
Not today.
Teammates, but not tonight. In the
I
receiving
like that.
corner, we have head pro of the Tennis and Racket Club here in Boston, Tony Hollins. Serving, we have the #1 player in the world, currently debuting his new glasses, Camden Riviere.
Well, if they didn't notice before, Ryan.
This
Yes,
is
for
best of
those-
3 6-game sets. The handicap is Tony receives 15, Camden owes 30. I will be trying to mark, Camden and Tony will be helping me with calls. Good luck, play.
I think we're in for a great night, Mark. Demi PK.
Down.
Wow. We're right off to the races, I think.
Oh, 15-15.
For those of you who didn't know, Camden was recently diagnosed with a stigmatism. Astigmatism?
30-15.
And he now has to wear these glasses until he feels comfortable in contacts, which I guess has not happened yet. Down the wall.
Love 30.
I think he just looks like a squash player now. Cross-court battle going on right now.
Oh,
Very nice
Three
winning
drinks,
gallery.
Lizzie!
15-30.
This is the aforementioned drinking
that's
game.
the drinking game.
Of
Chase,
course,
second
when
gallery,
these guys give us
15-30.
lessons, they tell us not to get too excited about the targets. Apparently, they're not taking their own medicine tonight. Oh my!
Worse than second. 2 chases, change ends, please.
Just a little bit of a flub there for a hazard chase.
So just while they're changing ends, I'll give a shout out to a few people chatting. So we've got Newport, we've got Cambridge, UK. Hi Ben. We've got Temple down in DC. Hi Temple, nice to see you. Kevin over in the UK as well.
Server
Connecticut,
leads 30-15. Chase,
and a
second
whole bunch
gallery.
of guys from the TNR. Welcome everybody.
Ooh.
Lost
Kathy
the chase.
Minovitz is
That
asking
was
how she gets in on
that
the
was
game.
40-15.
Sir.
Hazard. Worse than the second.
High and tight.
Game. Server leads 1 game to love.
All right.
15-0-30.
Mr. Hollins is up 1-love. Let's see.
I'm on fault.
Fault. Uh-oh. Camden cannot
30-0-30.
afford to do that too many times with this full 3 points of handicap.
Fault.
Tony pulling
Second
out all
serve.
the high serves. High sidewall, Chandelle, Giraffe. There we go. Camden,
0-15-30.
I think Camden is going to be bringing some heat tonight. Mark, I think he's going to be looking to force some errors.
40-0-15.
Uh-oh.
Well, I spoke to him before the game, and I said, "Are you just going to be messing around out there?" He said, "No." He said, "I don't know how to do that." He said, "Every time I go on court, I like to win."
That does sound like our Camden.
That sounds like Camden.
Chase better than last.
It's a
40-15.
champion's mentality.
Just going to give a shout out to a few more people. We've got William in Paris, Ross Can in Newport. Hi, Ross. Kevin from Hailing Island, and Stephen down in Melbourne. My first club. Hi, Stephen.
Fantastic.
Good
This is just
Receiver
one of the
leads 40-0-15.
most exciting aspects
Chase better
of
than
our
the last
game.
gallery.
We're really
Better than the
global.
last.
We're small, but we're global. I mean, think we have France, UK, all across the United States. It's amazing.
I think the community is what makes this game so special.
I agree 100%.
Oh, there's a great shot.
He's maybe
Love 40. Time, please.
looking to force a few sips right there.
Thank you.
I think that's a few sips. Everybody on Tony's side.
Caught
should be
hazard
drinking
Look
second.
I hope that's not the guys in Melbourne, because it's 10 o'clock in the morning there.
Yes, I have to say I've traveled around a good bit in the United States, and it's never fails to be a good time. Oh,
Down, thank you. 15-40.
chase the line. Never fails to be a good time. Players are generous with their
Game.
homes and
2 games to love. 2
their
love.
time.
30-15.
I think Camden right now is looking to put a game on the board. He doesn't want to go. Very nice shot.
15-15.
One of the interesting things that the guys were saying is that neither of them have really had that much court time lately. So Camden said he hadn't picked up a racket between March and October last year because of COVID.
Between March and
October.
wow.
So he had a 6-month period where he wasn't playing the game.
30-15.
Tony, on the other hand, has been working on a shoulder injury. So
Oh my gosh.
they thought this was going to be a fair handicap.
Last
but
gallery.
then speaking to them both,
30-15,
they said this
one
could
chase.
go either way.
Yeah, this isn't a game where you just drop into your municipal court tennis court.
Second gallery, 2 chases.
No.
Change ends, please.
About 0.2 of a mile from my house in 2 different directions, I have 6 lawn tennis courts, and you know, if only there were a court tennis court closer.
Server leads
Sounds like they're working a
30-15.
bit.
First chase, last gallery.
Well, it looks like they're both working up a good sweat right now. Very nice shot. Winning gallery.
40-15. Chase second gallery. Second.
Let's see.
We've got John on the chat saying he
Cam's
hasn't had
got
more
a
fun and met more interesting people that's when playing court tennis at various clubs. It's the game I love. John, I think that's how we all feel. It's great to have you on board tonight.
Oh no.
Game. Server leads 3 games to love. 3 love.
3 games to love.
15-30.
All right, so Tony's pulling away here. Camden won't be happy about this.
The thing I know after watching tennis the last 15 years is that our boy Camden has many
15-15.
gears. Something tells me he is not in top gear quite yet.
Do you think we're gonna see him change gears shortly?
I think so. That was
Chase.
that was
Better
a,
than 3.
a great shot
Oh,
selection
15,
right
15,
there.
one chase. Time, please. You get that?
The exciting thing about watching Cam, I think,
Thank you.
is
Oh, 15, 15, one
he's
chase.
so nimble and gets himself in a position so often where he can hit 2 or 3 different shots, and he can really
Chase,
hold
I
the
believe.
shot.
Better than last. 2 chases.
And
Change ends, please.
his poor opponent really can't guess effectively where he's going to go.
I'm just trying to hit like 2 balls over.
And I think other pros do that too, but he seems to do it at
And build from that.
an extra level.
Receiver leads 15-0-15. First chase better than 3 yards. Better than 3.
Better than 3. Tony's got a. Uh-oh. Good rest so far.
Coming back to my
30-0-15.
earlier comments
Chase
about
better than the
snow.
last gallery.
So
Better
it was
than the
Groundhog
last.
Day yesterday here in the US.
Yes.
And this groundhog has predicted 6 more weeks of snow.
I think we need a new groundhog. Someone
Love 30.
should tell that groundhog we've had enough bad news this year. That's their high
We'll
serve.
have to see whether we keep reliving this day for the next 5 years.
Oh, almost. Almost a few steps right there. Oh, there we
Great
go.
point.
15-30.
Cam's job giving away all these points is just keep that ball in play. Beautiful shot.
30 all.
We'd all be happy to have a touch game like that.
I was talking to Tony yesterday and he said that one of the things that Cam is very confident on is that his opponent can't attack the ball when he's lower than the net line.
Say that again.
His opponent can't attack the ball when he's lower than the net line.
Yes.
And that was quite an interesting point back there,
Well played.
where Cam did attack the ball when it was really close to the ground.
Time, please. 40-30. Server leads. Time.
Okay. Here's Cam's opportunity. Nice shot.
Good shot.
Game. 1 game to 3. 1-3.
Okay.
0-30-15.
Cam's on the board. Tony's going to want to turn the tide back. Oh. There we go.
Got it.
That's 2, Lizzie.
0-15-15.
That's a drink for you, Lizzie.
Now, my experience with Cam, watching him play over the years, is he
Last gallery.
does not seem overly
Pick up.
obsessed with the targets. And you,
Oh,
you said
15-15, one
you
chase.
talked to him, and he's going to be taking a few more chances on targets this evening.
Well, like Camden does, he always thinks very strategically about the way he plays.
Didn't see it.
This idea of breaking the game
Yeah.
down into 2 phases. The first one is to get level with Tony, and then the second phase is
Two
to
chases.
try and attack.
0-15-15.
Was really interesting. So Camden's known as a very consistent player into the corners, and he was telling me that his strategy this evening is going to be to push it into the corners until he's level with Tony,
Uh-huh.
and then once level with Tony, attack. Now, I don't know if I've really seen that playing out so far.
Sorry.
Maybe that's
15-0-15. It's
Maybe
Chase
that's
last
Camden
gallery.
just getting into his stride a little bit.
Yep. Did it in that last game. We saw a lot of corner play, and then
Love 15. Chase worse than 1 yard. Worse than a yard.
Chase worse than a yard.
Got Matthew asking, are we playing with handicaps tonight? Yeah, it's 15-0-30.
That was
15-0.
That was in the maybe zone there. Couldn't leave it though.
Out of court. 30-15.
Mark, how many viewers do we have right now?
Got 87. You got a good
Alright.
number.
15, not too long ago.
Well, and the great thing is that I know a few of the guys here at the TNR are having viewing parties. So that's 87 streams, probably more than that in terms of people watching.
Another
nice size serve.
Well, Chase, nearly a yard worse.
There you go.
Well, we spent a fair amount of time talking about Camden.
30 all, one Chase. Fault. Second serve.
Okay.
40-30 with the Chase. Change ends, please.
Tom says, nice to see some tennis on the stream again. Yeah, Tom, I think we all feel that way. Obviously, in Boston, the club's been shut for periods, and I was talking to Tom Dobbins, our CEO, today. He said that at every point we've tried to keep the club open for as long as possible during the pandemic.
Receiver leads 40-30.
Interesting things that
Chase
Tom-
nearly a yard worse than the last gallery.
On the winners board over on the left-hand side of the court, there is a star for 1918. Club championships were not run in 1918.
Receiver leads 4 games to 1.
Yeah, because
30-15.
it's epidemic,
That was the last
right?
time
Yeah.
that the club didn't run a club championship.
Very interesting.
And here we are again, 2020, missing a line of the ball.
15-15.
That was another devastating global pandemic. My grandmother, who was one of 10 children, who was the youngest, lost 2 brothers to that pandemic.
In 1918.
Love
Yeah.
15.
And I never really, I mean, I thought about it a little bit, you know, what that meant, but boy, it sure means a lot more now. Seeing so many
Last gallery.
goals during this
Love 15, 1 Chase.
dark COVID period.
I also talked to Tom about we had a great conversation about the history of the club.
Yeah.
And
30 left.
obviously, I think
Ball
like
up.
a lot of clubs, it struggled through the 60s and the 70s. That it had its ups and downs.
Thank you.
Tom was telling me
30
that
love.
one of the things that saved the clubs, I'd never heard this story before, was that in the 80s they rented out some of the first floor as a partial nightclub. And they had these things called Ben-Hur parties. As a fundraising thing.
Last gallery.
Sounds exactly
Change
like a Dodge
ends,
story.
please.
I'd never heard this story before. But if anybody's ever been to a Ben-Hur party, I would love to hear more.
I'm thinking something along the lines of
Is the
Animal
audio
House.
okay?
Yeah, this
Server leads, 30 love.
This club certainly
Chase
has
last gallery,
staying
last.
power. I'll say that. But funny enough, it. Now I may get my history wrong, but I think this is actually the fourth court
15,
built
30.
in Boston.
Last gallery.
And it was the last court built in Boston, and the only one that survives. I guess over at Harvard, there's sort of like some of the
40,
remnants
15.
of the guts of a court over there.
Right.
But
How long have you been a member here, Ken?
I have been a member since 2006.
Didn't see it, Tony.
Worse than 2 maybe?
Okay.
And,
Chase worse than 2. Change hands, please.
Certainly
40,
the
15.
club
One
has
chase.
grown immensely in that time. I think when I joined, there were maybe, I'd say, half the members that we have right now. At some point, this club just seemed to
Receiver leads, 40,
discover-
15. Chase worse than 2 yards. Worse than 2.
discover a new energy. Thank you. And I sort of felt when I started here as a member that
Lost it. Fell better than 5.
the
30,
club was
40.
really more focused on squash.
Is that ball okay, Cam?
And these games were here as sort of a historical, circumstance. And rackets.
What was
Then
it?
I feel like
Thank you. 40, 30 with the chase. Change ends, please.
the club made a decision to really emphasize the fact that that we have these assets here. These are unique, and that they will attract people. Even if
Server leads, 40, 30.
this
Chase
doesn't
2
become
yards.
someone's sole game or anything, that excuse me, it would be
Lost it. Fell better than 4.
something unique to
Game. Server leads, 5 games to
emphasize.
1.
It seems like ever since we did that, Tony gives an awful lot of introductory lessons to players here.
Oh, 15, 15.
I feel like the club's just exploded, and it's great. It's great. You're here on a Thursday night. There's dozens of people in the bar, and
Low 15.
you can't. You don't create something like that by accident. It takes a lot of work.
I was talking to Tom, and he said that we've had a successive run of great committees, and I think for everybody that's been part of that, thank you. And
Better than 3.
we've had a lot of success in terms of attracting young.
Low 15, 1 chase.
and that's really bolstered the membership. So it's been a lot of people investing a lot of time and effort into making this club of the success that it is today. By the way, Tom Dobbins is telling me he's just passed his 40th anniversary as being
15
the
all.
CEO
1
of the
chase
club.
pending.
Oh my gosh!
So congratulations, Tom Dobbins, if you're listening.
So that puts him at 1981. Oh my gosh! Oh.
Oh, that was a great ball.
30-15, one chase.
What's the date on? One sip?
Vote.
So I'm getting a lot of text messages here. We've got a lot of people listening. This is great. Arthur Drain's out there listening.
30 all, one chase pending.
Great to have you on board. Lee Smith is listening. Hi Lee, great to have you on board. Well, one of the club's most improved players this year. He's a fantastic player.
Second serve.
I like that Tony is serving a lot of high serves, tight. You know, he doesn't seem too concerned if he's got a second serve. He's just looking for any advantage.
Chase, more than a yard worse.
Camden.
Change ends, please. 2 chases.
At this level, there aren't too many unreturnable serves, but certainly disadvantageous returns are still possible.
$30 all. First chase better than 3 yards. Better than 3.
Okay.
Oh.
Cam, of course, has all these vicious lefty serves.
$40-30. Chase more than a yard worse than the last gallery.
Temple Grassi has just given a shout out to Camden. So Temple's declaring his support for Camden.
Very tight.
5-1. He must. I wonder if that's American or if it's because he's the
Game.
5-1 behind.
2 games to 5. 2-5. 0-30-15.
Temple, a strong supporter of our game.
Paul Bolster's on Team Tony. I'll say that Ken and I were picked to commentate because we've got English and American, so there's a symmetry here in the commentary box.
Time. Thank
between
you.
the court, or at least
Oh,
in terms of our
15,
nationality.
15.
That's about the only symmetry.
It's true. I have no favorites. I love both of these guys.
Love 15.
I think most of us would be happy to even put a racket on Tony's shot there. And Camden somehow finds a way to tuck that
One
into
fault.
the grill.
What are you doing? What is that footwork?
Did you ever know a player called Julian Snow?
Oh yes.
15 love, one chase pending.
When I was talking to Camden before the game, he said he was going to try and channel his inner Julian Snow tonight. And I said, "What do you mean by that?" And he said, "Be solid.
Beautiful.
15 all, one
Not
chase.
give away loose balls at any point in time. Be consistent and keep the pressure on."
Yes.
It's a great comment.
I would say my understanding of Julian is that he
Out of court.
was really a proponent of
30-15, one chase.
He liked to play a floor shot.
Vote.
He did not abuse for the dédans, as Pierre Etchebasser would say. He's also known
40-15 with the chase. Change ends, please.
having a tennis racket with about 10 grips on it.
Right.
It's funny how the grip really is, it's such a personal choice in this game.
Yes.
I've seen every crazy concoction of grips. It seems far more than you see in
Receiver leads 40-15. Chase better than a half yard.
Tyler Sloan dropped me a message.
Vote.
Hi Tyler, great to have you on tonight.
All right.
Second serve.
Tyler's an ultra marathon runner. And
Is he really?
Absolute wonderful athlete.
Oh my God. So what's an ultra marathon? Just 2 marathons or 100 miles?
Just that force.
30-40.
I don't know.
That's a very long run.
It's a long run.
Even the word marathon makes me queasy. Tony's getting some good exercise here. Uh-oh.
William suggested we dub in some crowd applause for the big points. I think that's a great idea.
40 game ball.
And Pontificator, sorry Pontificator, I don't know your real name, but he said Julian Snow made himself the master of playing against huge handicap differences.
That's it. I believe that is Haven Pill.
Which I think was Camden's point.
Game. 3 games to 5. 3-5.
All right, so the gap is closing.
Can you collect the balls, please?
I will say when I spoke to Camden in the gym earlier, so first of all he was taking his warm-up very seriously for a fun game, and he's joking around out there, but he was pretty serious in the gym.
Yes.
And he had an intensity about him, indicating to me that he was going to be taking it seriously.
Well, of course this game is so brutal on the body. To just, like, if you play 2 or 3 times a week, you're running around on cement for a couple hours or flagstones.
Okay.
Or,
3 games to 5. 3-5.
Oh, there's just no
15
give at
30.
all. It's just all your joints just slowly crumble.
It's not a wooden sprung floor, that's for sure.
Camden making
15,
a lot
15.
of use of that post.
Tony getting a little
Both
frustrated
backhand
there.
and forehand. I just couldn't imagine trying to hit a forehand that hard. Oh. Speaking of jeu classique,
Worse than 1 yard.
beautiful 4 shot.
15-15. 1 chase pending.
Camden. Oh,
Haven Pell. Thanks,
115. 1 chase.
unbelievable.
Thanks for the comments.
Julian Snow's a frequent
15-0. 1 chase.
player in the boomerang in Australia. I believe that's an every year.
Come on, so choppy.
Team
30-15,
playing off
1
handicap,
chase.
and you know, Julian, I believe, challenged for the world championship at least once.
40-15 with a chase. Change ends, please.
A few amateurs to do so in recent years. Of course, there was a stretch of American amateur.
Sutter leads 40-15. Chase worse than 1 yard. Worse than a yard.
Oh, he was a wonderful player of the game.
Chase 1 yard.
Is a wonderful player of the game, I should say.
Lost it.
Lucky to even
Game.
get a racket on
4
that.
games to 5. 4-5. 0-30-15.
Remember the gears that I mentioned? I think
You
Camden
think Camden's just turned one
Camden's
up?
up at least 1 gear right now.
I think he has as well. His balls just seem a little bit more accurate. A little bit more
15,
well
15.
placed.
I can tell Tony really wants to close this out. He'd much rather have this.
Worse than 4.
Excellent choice.
0-15-15, one chase.
I don't know if this is coming across on the live stream, but when Camden goes to pick up the balls between the services now, he's got a little march to his step that wasn't there at the beginning. Like he decided maybe he was playing around too much at the beginning, and now he's going to take this a little bit more seriously.
Love 15, one chase pending.
Both of the players
serve.
for these high
Time.
serves this evening.
Thank you.
That's right.
Again, one of the unique
Thank you.
and
Chase
exciting
1 and
parts
2,
of this
2
game
chases,
when you
change ends, please.
start to play is learning all of the crazy serves in this game. You know, you get out there the first time and you know you're lucky if you can bobble correctly, and then before you know it you're hitting crazy slam serves and
Server leads 15
PKs,
love.
demi
Chase
PKs.
Worse than 4 yards.
high sidewalls. Oh,
So here's a question for you. Every time I ask people how many serves
15
there
love.
are in this game, I get a
Chase
different
1 and
number.
2. 1 and 2.
the number, I guess the number that I keep hearing more is something around 50 serves. Now, I think they probably fall
30,
into some
15.
broad categories. You know, those. You know, there are a number of those high serves that you'd be, on first inspection, I think you'd be forgiven for thinking that they were
40-15
basically the
receiver
same
lead.
serve. But my understanding is it has to do with what sort of spin you put on the ball
Okay.
when you release it.
Vote.
Maybe the target on the wall or the penthouse is similar, but you're trying to force the ball to do something differently.
If anybody's out there and knows how many serves there are, I would love to know the answer to that. That was a pretty aggressive ball from Tony under the net there.
Very nice shot from Tony.
That was a very
30,
nice
40.
shot. From right on the floor. I have a comment that says the number of serves has to exclude the dreadful ones.
The what ones?
That's Haven, says the number of serves has to exclude the dreadful ones.
Game. 5 games all.
This is what we came for, Mark. 5 all.
Here we go. He's turned it on, hasn't he? Come on, Tony.
Oh, very nice. Very nice opening point.
30-0-30.
30-0-30. Now, a normal player would be daunted by 30-0-30.
Carl says there's 53 serves, is what he heard.
Better than 2.
Say again?
30
Carl
31
says
chase.
53 serves.
53. Okay. I have no way to dispute that.
I don't know either.
All right. 40-0-30 with the chase. Change ends, please.
40-0-30.
40-0-30. Just think.
So Camden's got
All
the
he's-
serve here, but he's a
All he's
long
got
way
to do
down.
is win 6 points in a row, and he's all
That's
set.
right. That's a lot of points to win in a row. So
Receiver leads 40-0-30.
let's see if we watch him try and be consistent here. That's
Chase
what he
better
said he was
than
going to
2
do when he
yards.
was behind.
Better than 2.
Let's see what Cam has up his sleeve.
Oh.
Just missed. Textbook problem.
Lost it. Felt better than, worse than 4.
That's the first of those 6
Oh,
points.
0-15-40.
Oh, so tight.
play. Love 40.
Love 40. Cam just keeps working Tony and working him.
Couldn't see it, Cam.
And chase.
What? Thank you.
So that was quite an aggressive return from Tony there, right into the corner.
Let's do a viewership check. How many viewers have we got right now?
So we've got 97.
All right. As long as
Server
the number
leads,
keeps
40
going up.
love. Chase.
Well, I think we'll be pretty happy with that. So thank you to all you guys out there in YouTube land. I don't know how many of you are still listening to us or how many of you have pressed mute and put Spotify on. But either way, thank you.
Lost it, fell better than 5. Game. End the first set, 6 games to 5. Second set, play.
So our
Okay.
home pro has just taken that 6-5.
Oh, looks like we've got a
Sure
competition on our hands.
I'm sure he's very happy to have that first set in his back pocket. Cam's feeling a little extra
Better than
pressure
1.
now.
Better than 2.
It's gotta be. Has been difficult through this strange
15,
time to
15,
stay in
one
shape
chase.
for this game.
So I spoke to Cam. Cam said that he's been, since he started picking up the racket again in October, he's been trying to do 3 days a week of solo practice. Oh,
Oof.
Love 15, 1 chase.
So how has your experience been
Well-
over these last 10, 11 months, Mark?
well, with the COVID, for me, my experience of COVID depends on whether the club has been open or not. So, for
15 all, 1 chase.
for anybody who doesn't know, that the club follows the guidance of the Massachusetts regulator here, and we've had
and extra City of Boston rules,
and the City
which
of Boston
from-
rules,
which
So-
30,
from time to
15,
time
1 chase
are
pending.
more stringent than the state rules.
So we've had various phases. There was a phase where the club was completely closed. As soon as they could, they
30 all,
opened
one
it. They
chase.
opened it without the showers, which was a bit of a bind. And now we've got it open with the showers, but no, I'll say no court 4. For anybody who's not
Chase,
from Boston,
more than
who doesn't know
yard
what court
works,
4
he
is,
chases, change
that's our
ends,
bar. So there's a lot of members here at the TNR that are looking forward to court 4 being reopened again.
Oh, Tony is disrobing. He's finally taken off the trackies.
Well, these guys have dialed it up, haven't they, in the last few games? I've noticed. They started playing around,
Camden,
and then at some point they obviously both decided they wanted to win.
Camden is following the Tim Chisholm tradition of keeping the pants on as long as possible. Sorry,
That's right.
the trackies. I don't want to confuse our British viewers. We could have a great time talking.
We
about,
could have a whole great
about-
time talking about
all the differences
the differences between American and British.
between our supposedly same language.
Okay, 30 all. Chase better than 2 yards. Better than 2.
Tony's gotta attack that as soon as he can. He can't let that.
Tim, of course, the
Austin
wonderful
Culver's
pro
four.
from Tuxedo.
Back wall.
40-30. Chase worse than the last gallery. Worse than last.
Wow.
Game.
That was not exactly textbook
Serve
defense
game
there,
to
but
love.
absolutely
0-30-15.
thrilling to watch.
So I just got a text from Eitan asking how many
15,
sets to win. It's
15.
probably worth just resetting that. So this is the best of 3 sets, and the handicap is 15.030 for anybody that's recently joined. We're at 98 now, so we are picking up people watching.
Time.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Just to
Love 15.
point out again, the players are playing without face masks right now, as Camden has completed the necessary
Down.
quarantine here, and
Worse
he's
than
been
3 yards.
living with Tony while he's practicing in town, so they are the same household at this point.
Might be worth just giving a mention to the National League then while we're talking about that. So
Yes,
30 love,
this was
one
this
chase
was
pending.
supposed to be a sort of an amuse-bouche to get us prepared for an interesting and I think a cool idea for National League this year that was
15-30,
supposed
one
to
chase.
go down most recently in March, but has now been postponed until
to May.
May.
Second serve.
I think the date is yet to be.
No, the date is out there. I forget it's on the
Is it?
USCTA
Okay.
website. I forget what it is, but I do know that they have got the ATP tour guidelines for COVID segregation.
40-15 with the chase.
And they're going to house all the players in a hotel, and there's 3 players per team. There's going to be 5 teams, and they're going to play all each other through the week.
Right. Now,
That's
normally, as many of you will know,
40-15,
the
server
American
leads. Chase,
National
worse than
League sort of
3
happens
yards.
throughout
Worse
the
than 3.
year, and the players, make these long drives and flights to go play at many
Second
of the clubs in the United States, and those nights can be really great for
Lost it.
the clubs. We've had some very successful
One game all.
new member parties and prospective member social events here. It really showcases our sport,
Chase. Better than 4
and I
yards.
believe helps the club out quite a bit as well. We were talking
15-0-31
about that
chase.
earlier.
Right.
Sort of, the club's choice to, I guess, highlight tennis and rackets as a unique feature of the club. Just a little shot off the
15,
tambour
one chase
there
pending.
from Camden. He makes it
He picks it up so easily,
makes
doesn't
it
he?
look like that's just a regular occurrence. Just a little rollover. Oh, close.
I'll say that I've spent a lot of money on lessons with both these guys.
What's the end
And
result?
I still I'm nowhere close to playing tambour shots like that.
Love 15, one chase.
Yeah. Yeah, lessons can be difficult to assimilate into your game.
15
I
all, one
honestly,
chase.
luckily, when I started playing this game, I was at a point I didn't have children. My wife was very understanding. I would come here
30-15,
every weekend
one
and do
chase.
solo practice, and sometimes just alone, doing drills, throwing balls up on up on the penthouse,
40-15 with
corner
the change
drills.
ends,
But
please.
then after the 2007 World Doubles here, Gary Moulter, one of our greatest members, engineered a court tennis ball machine out of a lawn tennis ball machine called the Lobster.
The Lobster.
Yeah.
So I think I've seen. Is this the thing in the cupboard down there?
Yeah, I think
it still
I
exists.
think at
the
this
Lobster.
point, not many people know how to use it, and it seemed like every month Gary had to fix something because it was just not really built for
court tennis.
Court tennis. The obvious, like, the difference between a lawn tennis ball and a baseball. I mean, and as a result, the court tennis balls
30-40.
never really, the machine couldn't get them to go as fast as you would see them in real gameplay.
Okay.
But, if you need to learn how to steady your racket for a volley,
40-all game ball.
I learned so many things just alone with that ball machine. It got me to the point where I didn't absolutely hate how I played.
Do you know what? I've never used it, but now you've sold me on it. There, I'm going to get the Lobster out of the cupboard.
Game.
Yeah, it's worth it, especially if you take a couple
0-30-15.
lessons from Tony, and there's something you want to work on. It's a funny little thing, but I think without
15,
solo practice,
15.
getting better is harder, because when you play, you're usually playing to win, and it's like your lizard brain takes over, and all the bad habits and patterns that you've built up without without lessons take over.
Elizabeth says, was it a Maine lobster?
30 love.
It's a good question.
We don't know if it was a Maine lobster. We need to ask the wonderful Gary Moulter that. Has anyone ever used a baseball pitching machine as a court tennis ball machine?
Well,
if the ball is more similar to a baseball, that's a good question. Elliot asks that.
That seems. Who asked that?
Elliot Van Busko.
Oh yeah.
Change ends, please.
That's a great question.
Newport member, I believe.
Could we use a baseball machine, do you think?
Not that I know of, but it certainly would seem like a natural
idea.
And that could get you the speeds that
server leads 40 love.
That you
Chase
would see
worse than 2 yards. Worse than 2.
See in a match.
I was just watching Tony then as he walked back to the back of the court to serve. There's a real concentration on his face.
Better than 2.
It kind of indicated to me how seriously he's taking this now.
15-40.
I think you're right. Again, there's that
30-40.
There's that hold, leaving Tony to just a few fractions of a second less to react to.
Just had one of our new members text me, Zeke Silverstein. Hey, Zeke.
Didn't see it, Tony.
It's been a great example of how younger guys can come into the club and just learn to love this game. Zeke's just improved no end over the last year or so. It's been great watching his improvement.
Shout out to Paul Jean, who's
receiver leads 40-30.
Sending
Chase worse
me
than 2 yards. Worse
snarky
than 2.
DMs right now.
Yeah, I've had a few text messages that probably aren't appropriate for live stream as well.
It's good. It's good. Keep it
Okay.
private.
We'll keep
Two
those
games all.
private.
2-all. Second set. 0-30-15.
So apparently there's an adapted cricket ball machine in the UK.
Interesting. Who's told us that? The pontificate?
Joshua King.
30-0-30.
All right. I didn't even know there were cricket ball machines. Stands to reason there would be, but do kids in the UK go to cricket ball machine batting cages and
Yeah, exactly that.
things
yeah.
just like American baseball?
and Australia.
Interesting.
It's a great force there.
Lovely grill shot.
0-15-30. One chase. Second gallery. Two chases. Change ends, please. 30-0-15.
So John has just said, Tom has been and continues to be a great asset to the TNR over my 3 decades of membership. I don't know, sorry John, I don't know your surname, but that's a great comment. You know, I think to have a club where there is always a friendly face when you walk in the door is so important, and Tom does that so
Server
well.
leads 30-0-15. Chase second gallery.
This really, for many of us, is it's just another home base.
See, there's you using baseball analogies, and I only know cricket analogies.
30.
That's the difference
Chase
between
second
America
gallery.
and England.
On it. 15-30.
Oh, and Temple's just given a shout out to Janet. I will say, we didn't say this on the stream, but Janet just appeared, Temple, and brought Ken and I a beer each, and then disappeared again. So she's here somewhere. Janet, of course, is just a wonderful part of this club here.
Janice is an amazing woman of many talents. Her
40-30.
her title doesn't cover but maybe a quarter of what she does here. Almost looked like a force from the hazards there.
Oh, that's a great shot.
Hazard
Was
second.
that was winning gallery?
No, that was
40-30 with the chase.
hazard
Change ends.
second.
Oh, the second. I take it back.
What's her score? 2-all?
Look at that. There's definitely an intensity there.
Server leads 40-30. Hazard chase. Second gallery. Hazard.
Camden has a very workmanlike look on his face right now. Uh-oh.
40-all game ball.
Game ball.
Game ball. Let's see
For
if
those not familiar with handicap tennis, we do away with the
Last gallery.
deuce in this game when
Change
we're
ends,
playing
please. 40-all.
handicap and just play 1 point. I don't know if anyone unfamiliar with the rules is playing, but there are a few differences, putting aside the chase, which is its own
2-all. This game
most
is
difficult
40-all game
thing to
ball.
understand in the game.
Chase last gallery. Last.
We score this game similar to lawn tennis. I mean, lawn tennis, after all, was sort of an adaptation of this game for outdoor play, but we play this game
Server
to
leads
6.
3 games to 2.
No,
15-0-30.
you don't have to win by 2 games. There aren't any tiebreakers. Any 6-5 does it. And for anyone who's not familiar and
30-0-30.
would like to know more about this game, you can go to the website of the United States Court Tennis Association, which I believe is uscourttennis.org, and
01530.
you can learn all the basics about the game, check out news about the game in the United States. If you're interested, you can become a member, get our annual report and our monthly newsletter. Very good defense of the day down there from Tony.
There's another one. Perfect shot into the corner.
Left 30.
I would have thought maybe
No
Cam
chasing.
would main wall force that, but
We've got a few people from C Court watching.
Tony's home court,
Tony's
correct?
home court. So he was telling me yesterday that he was teaching lawn tennis in the C Court area. This was
Yep.
how this was his introduction to the game. He was teaching lawn tennis in the C Court area, and there was a particularly bad winter. And so to make
30
up
love, like
some
one,
spare change, he got a job working at the C Court bar. And somehow through the
Frustration is setting in.
1530.
So it shows how they want to win this.
One chase
Yes.
back.
And that's the great thing.
These guys are old friends, but
But they want to win.
I think the handicap especially makes them want to win. Oh.
Anyway, so Tony's introduction then to the game was basically he got a job in the C Court bar, and then after working in the bar at night would jump on the C Court court with the chef and play through the night.
Got about 10 in the trough. Could you collect the balls, please?
Hi to everybody from C Court.
I'm
It's
sure
great to
that
have
was
you on
neither
board.
the first nor the
Sorry,
last
We could
drunken
use some
tennis.
balls.
That's right.
I have to say, as a member since 2006, I'm still ever so grateful for the roof project that was done a number of years ago now.
Okay.
It used to be that when we played this indoor
Receiver
game, we
leads,
always had to check the
30-15,
weather
Chase 1 yard.
because the roof
Chase
was
a
so
yard.
leaky that if it was really raining,
Like
it's just
a
impossible
yard.
to play because we had a huge. I mean, it was almost a pond over by the Tambor that we called Lake Tambor.
40-15.
and,
Chase better
you
than
know,
6 yards.
At its worst, there were maybe a dozen holes that would, drip into the court, and I think about it now, like the number of
30-40.
preposterous, days that we played where we really should not have been on court.
And that was the members who came together there were a lot of significant donors, I think, that came
40
together
all game ball.
Yes.
to put the roof back on the court.
Yep. Many donors in this game. We're lucky to have some
Last gallery.
very
Change ends,
generous
please.
players.
40 all with the chase.
I think with the support of the USCTA and the U.S. Court Tennis Preservation Foundation, we were able to complete that roof project.
40 all
Not
game
only
ball. Chase
is
last
the
gallery.
court dry
Last.
now, but in the winter, I'd say it's got to be at least 10 degrees warmer.
For anybody not from Boston, that really matters in the winter. Those 10 degrees will really matter. We had a day here last week when it was minus 16 in Celsius.
Lost it, fell worse than the last game. Server leads 4-2, 15-0-30.
4-2.
Oh. Second serve.
Kevin says Seacourt's on Hailing Island in the UK. Paul's just given a shout out to the Grassy family who helps with the roof. The Grassy Temple and the Grassy family, thank you for everything you do for this game. You're just
15,
wonderful
15.
patrons of the game.
Yes, and speaking of the roof, Temple's a major contributor to this roof project. His lovely daughter Helen is a member here, and he's very generous with us.
30-15.
I know that he is presently, along with the rest of the Washington court members, looking forward to starting the Washington court project.
30-15, one chase.
I think that it may kick off as early as this summer. I think that's the plan anyway. I know they've already risen.
30, one chase.
They've already raised over $3 million for that project. Talk about generous.
Some real wonderful support for this game.
Oof.
Oh, an uncharacteristic mistake from
change
Camden there.
ends,
So it's
please.
4-2 to Tony at the moment. And he's a set up.
Uh-oh. Four-two to Tony now.
Temple's just replied on the chat and said, I was walking around in rags after we did that.
Touche.
Receiver leads 40-love. Chase better than the door. Better than the door.
Well, this could be curtains for Camden if he doesn't find a way to turn this around.
Interesting comment that Camden made earlier. He said, I said, what's changed between the Camden before COVID and the Camden after COVID? And he thought about it for a second. He said, I've learned to love the game more.
15-40.
And I said, well, what do you mean by that? And he said, well, I've realised before the game was taken away from me that I was going through the motions and playing a lot of games, and there was something about having a break that made me appreciate the game a whole lot more. I thought that was a really interesting comment.
30-40.
Joni Mitchell, right? You don't know what you've got till it's
gone. To coin a phrase. Hey, John Lumley's just posted a comment in the box. Hi, Mr. Fortin. Thanks for putting this all on.
How you doing, John? Great to hear from you. Oh, Tony,
right out of winning gallery.
good save.
What is happening out here?
Nice rest.
How have we been playing out here for 4 days and still in green at this
Trying to
time?
Game.
encourage Camden.
5-2. Receiver leads.
We all need a third set.
I think that's what we all want, really, isn't it? One more set of this game is great.
Thank you.
Camden does look like he's made a few errors in this set. Not that one, though.
Like a stroke.
Many ways to skin a cat.
15-15.
That was one right there.
And he's got the service end at the moment.
Oh,
Love 15, one chase pending.
Cam has a way of just putting the most unexpected spins on the ball.
Out of court.
And just
30 love.
powering balls
30 love, one chase.
out of the corner that
Well,
I think, you know, your usual player would just stare at.
That's right.
Tony has been playing fantastically through this.
John said the commentary is engaging. I'm still listening. Well, that means we have at least in excess of 0 listeners.
thank you. 2 chases, change ends, please. 30 love.
A big, big, big shout out to our man Ryan Carey in Carey's corner, who
Server
is
leads, 30 love.
not
Chase better
only
than 2 yards. Better than 2.
marking this match, but recording it and broadcasting it.
Lost it, fell better than 3. 40 love. Hazard chase, worse than the second. Hazard.
I
Yeah,
believe
wonderful.
this is match ball.
Nope. Oh, he got it.
Couldn't call it. If you want to play a let, we can.
Uh-oh.
Up to you guys.
A dispute over the serve.
I saw it as close. Too close.
Jeff Horeen says, Fortin, you need to be on ESPN.
But we could challenge. You want to challenge?
Jeff Horine, he's a perfect. Well,
40
let's pay
love,
attention
hazard,
here.
worse than the second.
Oh, we're gonna. I think we're playing a let here. Oh,
Just had to hit second.
15-40. Must have been a fault. 15-40.
15-40. Let's see what Tony's got.
Thank you. Second serve.
Good call, Ryan.
$30-40.
Camden back from the brink. Defending several match points here. Again, just
Didn't see it. Stroke? I think strike. Yep.
the ability to hold those
40
shots.
all game
just-
ball.
Here we go, 1 point. And it goes to Camden.
Game. Follow it. Is that ball okay? Yes. 3 games to 5.
3 games to
15-0-30.
5 now.
Well, they rescued that game.
Oh, 15-15.
Oh,
Main wall dead-ons.
Tony thought that was up.
Love 15.
One of the hardest things to judge in this game. I find myself migrating around the server side without really knowing at any particular time how far am I away from the data.
15 all.
I think sometimes I think I'm on about chase 1 and I'm actually at 3 and 4, and I don't even perceive that I'm inching forward every shot. Oh, Textbook
30,
main wall
15.
right there. Very hard shot to defend. Oh. Another main wall.
Another one. Another main wall dead
40,
on.
15.
If it ain't broke,
No chases.
don't fix it.
That's right.
That's what we say in Merca. Tony, good over.
Chase, worse than 4. 40, 15 with the chase. Change ends, please.
I'm sure you'll
You never really want to see
notice
the
tonight,
ball.
Mark, that
Sometimes.
these players,
They're off, huh?
just like any good professional,
Server leads 40, 15.
more than half of the
chase
shot
worse than
is
4
in the
yards.
prep. You know, the footwork is
Well,
so much different than you know, an amateur player.
game.
Constantly moving.
4 games to 5.
Well, it's
4,
interesting you
5,
say
0,
that, because I've done a
15.
couple of Camden's fitness sessions that are based all on footwork.
Yeah.
And he will. I know he spends a lot of
30.
time without a ball or without a racket, just practicing the footwork.
Yes, I've seen Cam do many of these drills and exercises. Oh my gosh,
Oh. It's loose.
that is not a typical shot.
Oh, 15, 30.
Not sure what gear we're in right now, but I think we just went up a gear.
Oh, time. Thank you. Second serve.
Have we broken 100 yet?
Love 30.
I think we just tipped up to 100, and we're down to 92 now.
Fantastic.
That's great. I think we'll be very happy with that. I think the guys will be very happy with that as well.
Excellent results for an exhibition match. It's fun to see players of this caliber playing off handicap. I mean, obviously, the professional matches that they
Interesting.
play that we generally get to see on
15,
YouTube
30.
in person, they never play off a handicap. And to see them strategize with the handicap, I think is pretty fascinating.
So Camden said the last time he played a competitive game of handicap, he thinks it might have been 10 years ago.
Probably,
Which
30 up.
that's probably right.
seems amazing, but I guess you don't play off handicap in the.
Although I saw him play. I saw him play some Canadian doubles with two very good amateurs in Washington with his offhand.
Hazard second.
And if I
30 all
recall,
in chase.
it was close, but I am pretty sure that he won that match. That was some serious entertainment.
I've seen Camden play with his offhand as well a few times.
40-30 with the chase. Change ends, please.
Okay, Tony. Let's stem the tide.
Receiver leads 40-30. Chase, hazard chase, second gallery. Hazard.
Nice tight serve.
I said to Tony,
Tucks
how is
it in.
coach?
5 games all.
5 all. Here we go.
15-30.
Another 5-all set.
Temple, you might get your wish. We might get that third set.
Another one very,
15-15.
very close to the edge. But in is in. Tony serving the
Love
demi
15.
PK, trying to stop Cam from putting too much juice on it. Oh, good over, Tony.
All.
Tony's feeling a little frustration right now.
He wants to win, doesn't he? We got a game on our hands here, guys.
Couldn't see it. What was it? Thank you. 15 all, 1 chase.
15 all on a chase.
$30-15, 1 chase. Come on, T.
Let's see if T can slow it down a little bit.
James just said, I wish this was closer. I assume that's irony.
Chase, more than a yard worse. 2 chases, change ends, please.
All right, so Camden gets the service end.
Server leads 30-15. Chase worse than 5 yards, worse than 5.
30-15 to Cam.
There's your footwork, Ken. That was some cross-court coverage there.
40-15.
It certainly was.
Chase more than a yard worse than the last gallery. More than a yard worse.
Step ball now.
Couldn't see it.
That's his point anyway.
Yep, you're right. 30-40.
30-40.
As it should be. 40 all, game ball.
Game ball at 5 all.
An arcing shot to the date on. This game can be so cruel.
We need some.
Game in the second
Look.
set. 6 games to 5. 1 set all.
We've got the third set.
5-2 lead, I can come back from.
1
5-1 is the issue.
1 point it comes down to.
So you're
Game is-
saying you want
game
a
is
third
brutal.
set.
Temple, you have your wish. I've got my wish. It's my wish too. I want more of this.
Anybody need a break? All set?
I do, but
I'm interested in our viewers' thoughts about that let a few games ago.
Oh, 30-15.
That was match ball, if I'm not.
That was match ball.
If I'm not mistaken.
That was match ball.
I think Camden might be sleeping outside tonight.
Hazard second. 0-30-15, 1 Chase.
Sometimes that winning gallery can be so tempting.
Elizabeth says woo. Beth says yay. Cannon says wow. Elliot says amazing.
0-15-15,
I don't know what you guys are doing
out.
out there, but we're on the edge of our seats here in this Hamlin room.
I only wish more people could be here with us. I have to admit it is very strange to be watching a match that's being televised with only 2 other people.
Time. Thank you. Love 15.
Normally on these nights, our tennis committee is, including myself, is working the door and
Oh.
making sure that people understand what's going on.
Down.
One of my favourite events that we do here in Boston is the Winter League.
15 all.
And for anybody who hasn't been to Boston, Winter League's on a Thursday night, and it's a night where every sport is represented.
Shot.
And the club has a huge buzz about
30-15.
it. It's very busy. There's a lot of things going on. People are coming in and playing matches and then delivering their scores back to the Hamlin room here in real time. There's a real energy about the place.
Yep.
We were halfway through Winter League last year when COVID hit, and instantly the whole place just shut down, and it went from being a very busy, vibrant atmosphere to a much more isolated
40-15
kind of
with the
place.
Chase. Change ends, please.
It's a shame. I think that
yes, please.
the institution of the Winter League was one of the first steps toward, reinvigorating and refocusing the club. What the first year that we did Winter League, I think was my first year on the tennis committee, and as I recall, we weren't really sure how many people would sign up for a Winter League, and that year we were able to get 40 sign-ups, 10 on each of 4 teams, and we all looked at each other like, oh my gosh, what an absolute success this is.
Right.
And I think last year there were over 100 playing Winter League. So it's one of those things that it's exciting to have been there in the beginning, and see it flourishing with all the new interest in our great sport.
There's certainly a real energy about the club on those nights. You did a great job setting that up.
Nice shot, Tony.
That's a few sips for those
One
still
game
playing
to
the
love,
drinking
one
game
love,
out there. Do you
15
think anybody's
30.
still playing that?
Sorry, Mark.
I said that was a few sips for people playing the drinking game out there. Do you think anybody's still playing it, or are they on the floor by now?
I don't know if anybody was following those rules. I'm not sure they could be watching anymore.
Chase, worse than
James
6.
says we
2
need
chases.
some
Change ends,
crowd sound effects. That's the second vote we've had for that. We'll do that next time.
Which of our Jameses is that?
Sorry, that was Jack Carter. Said
Jack
that.
Carter, very
Sorry,
good.
Jack.
Receiver leads 15-0-30. Chase more than a yard worse than the last hour.
Kathy Minovitz is still playing the drinking game out there.
Maybe we need some cutouts, like in the who's doing the cutouts? Not NFL, NBA.
The NBA, I think they've got cutout crowds, haven't they?
Yeah, I think hockey too was doing
Tony.
cutouts.
15-15.
Such
Chase
a-
worse than 6
so
yards.
strange.
Worse than 6.
Is that right?
I have to say I'm seriously impressed at our membership that, you know, during this time, even though the clubhouse is closed on and off, we continued to collect our dues and pay all of our employees their full salaries. I think one reason, interestingly, that we can do that is that we don't have food service here, and you know, I feel bad for those employees of clubs who are out of work because of the. What a shot. That's not average defense right there, my friend.
That was pretty special. Yeah, that was Tom Dobbins made a call out about that today when I was asking him what he'd want people to hear. The first thing he said is, look, I want people to know that we miss the members and that we want them here and we can't wait to have them back. And he really spoke from the heart, you know. It was a lovely thing to hear. And then he said, throughout the pandemic, we've had almost no attrition at the club.
40-15 with the change.
It is remarkable, isn't it?
Which is remarkable. I think that's a very special thing.
It shows that this is, you know, this is not really a health club. You know, this is a real club.
This is a real club.
Yep.
And through that period, we've paid all the staff, and he said the staff are excited to have the members back as well.
Last gallery.
It's great.
It was
great to hear that.
It was very nice. He was very sincere and genuine about that.
Give me a break.
Game.
Mark is definitely
One game all. What all?
the better prepared of the two of us for this
30.
evening. He put in some time with the players and club staff, etc. And
that's because I've got no jokes. Thought I'd better figure out something to say.
I don't know any clean ones, so.
15-0-31 chase.
Well, it's early days in this set, but excellent serve.
We've got a few shout outs to Tom coming through the chat room. Do you know what? I'm going to try and save this chat room, and then we can we can send Tom the appreciation notes. That'd be a nice thing to do.
Tony, fantastic serving.
40-0-31 chase, please. Change ends, please.
Temple says lefties are irritating.
Bamboozled by back-to-back service winners.
You know, it's interesting watching Cam return the serves being a left-handed player, isn't it? That's just watching how he does that. It's quite a unique part of his game.
Yes. Part of the supposed received wisdom of this game is that, you know, at least a while back was,
receiver leads,
you know, left-hand players could only be so good at this game. I think that's been pretty...
Well, that's been proved wrong.
Pretty definitively proved wrong at this point.
Thank you. Second serve.
I mean, you certainly have some disadvantage on return of the service return in the what we would generally call the forehand corner, but and maybe even on some of the some of the service return, but you know, the great lefties in the game these days don't really make any of those things look like disadvantages.
Do you think it's an advantage to Cam in that people aren't used to playing, or people struggle to get practice against left-handed players?
It could be. It could be. I feel like there are enough left-handers around now, though, that probably poses less of a problem than it did 20 years ago. Oh.
Love 15.
There's that corner
Great
again that
shot.
he's so good at.
Rolled right out.
Go. $15 all.
Looks like Tony's doing some soul searching over there. Trying to figure out what
What do I do from here?
can I do right now that I have not
I,
been
was-
doing
I had
yet.
I had match point. Now I've got to find something special.
30-15.
Camden executing on the grill. See, that's the perfect
30
shot. You know, Cam serves a high sidewall tight, forces Tony to go to that corner. Of course, that's Camden's forehand corner.
40-30.
Having a little trouble in the corners right now. Nice.
Game. 3 games to 1. 3-1. Oh, 30-15.
Interesting how Tony pulls away at the beginning of each set, isn't it?
Looks like the tide has turned. Tony's figured out what he has to do. Oh yeah.
Well, it's a beautiful volley. He'll be happy with that.
Oh, 15-15.
Camden put away his racket and brought out Thor's hammer there.
30-15.
That's a string.
Camden just looked at his racket then to see if it was okay. It certainly made a funny noise back there. Oh, is that why is it okay? He's looking at it again.
Love 30.
Maybe that wasn't a string.
Time, please. Tony, is that ball okay?
Something cracked.
Love 30. 3-1. 1-3. 1 set off.
Camden breathing hard.
Oh, great shot.
Beautiful.
I said to Tony,
15,
how
30.
has COVID changed your game? And
What did Tony say?
so he said that squash has changed his game.
Interesting.
And I thought that was quite an interesting comment, so I dived into that a little bit more. So
Thank
Tony's
you.
got his squash rating up to
15-30.
5.2.
1 chase.
And he said that one of the things he's learned through playing a lot of squash is that you have to be patient when you play your winning shots. And through playing a lot
30 all,
of
one
squash
chase.
and a lot of practice squash through the COVID period, he's learned to be more selective about when he tries to play forces or winning shots.
Second serve.
It's a lifelong pursuit, I think. Choosing when to get aggressive, when to go for it. I can remember. Oh, very nice.
Very nice, Tony.
I can
40-30 with the chase.
remember
Change ends lead.
many lessons where the pros said to me, you know, don't be don't get too excited. Work the point.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd look at him and say, do I look like I can work the point? I need to get it into a target
Server
as
lead,
fast as I can.
Chase second gallery, second.
That's right. The mindset is slightly different when you're up at our handicaps.
Go.
Yeah, I guess when you've challenged for the world championship, you can say things like work the point.
Out of court. 40 all, game ball.
Tom Pickens says, "Work it, Ken."
Oh, T.
Game. 2 games to 3, 2-3.
Cam's got to be relieved to have taken that
15
game.
30.
2-3 is a much better spot to be in than
Well, we've really got a game on our
1-4. That
hands
is
here.
for sure. Tony is feeling some frustration. I can remember a match here
15.
I watched. Maybe it was a U.S. Open. Nikki Howell was playing Camden, and I said something to him through the day down, like, "Boy,
Last gallery.
Cam's playing really well, huh?"
Oh,
He says,
15.
Yeah, I
One
feel like I
chase.
have to win the point like 4 times to win the point.
Before I win the point.
Because he just digs these balls out of everywhere, and
Service. 30-15.
you
One
just
chase
can't
pending.
you just can't hit a garden variety winner against this guy.
Well, he's explosive off the centre line, isn't he, Cam? I mean, that's something that's sitting here watching him play a competitive
Excellent
game.
shot, Tony. Look at that.
40-15, one chase. Change ends, please.
Sitting here actually watching Cam play a competitive game, seeing how quick he is across the court is something that I think you have to be physically here to appreciate. He is so quick.
He's shaking the head.
Little shake of the head there.
He's doing the Cam shake right there.
Receiver leads 40-15.
Glasses are getting sweaty.
Chase, last gallery. Last. $140.
Oh. Good D.
Out of court.
Out of court.
Of course. Why wouldn't it?
Game. Receiver leads 4 games to 2. 4-2. 0-30-15.
4-2.
Oh, 15-15.
Okay.
Oh,
Cam is really going to want to focus on this all-important 7th game. Tony
15.
exhibiting a little bit more frustration. We need to remind him that he is currently winning this match.
And
There
he's
we
been
go.
at
Chase,
game
more
point.
than a yard worse. Oh. Second serve.
I said to Camden, did he think this was going to be a close game? Is that why they picked this handicap? And he said, I genuinely believe this could swing either way. It might just be that the handicap suits one of us better than the other. And I think we're all quite happy that hasn't played out.
First gallery, Chase.
But we've got an absolute battle on our hands here.
Change ends, please.
Tony will be happy to be back on the good side.
Yeah. I noticed the gesturing to the camera has stopped
Chase
as
more
well.
than a yard worse than the last gallery.
These guys are great competitors.
Won it. 15 all. Chase first gallery.
Not too many sports where you can see an exhibition match with the #1 player in the world.
Yeah, that's right.
Who also happened to work at your club for a few years.
30-15. Is that ball okay?
Very nice.
40-15.
Lewis says, what is an ace worth in the drinking game? Do we know the answer to that?
That's a good question. I'm not sure that was assigned a value.
Arthur Drains texts me.
Russ. Game.
Arthur Drain has
3
texted.
games to 4. 3-4.
3-4.
15-0-30.
He says Tony is now trying to win this match for a second time this evening. I think he's dead right. He is.
That's our first.
0-15.
That's our first
15.
comment about the let in the second set.
That's right.
Vote.
Well, those are the moments where I'm glad that we are the color commentary.
Love 15.
Tony really wants to win this.
Come on. Let's go.
Come on.
Uncharacteristic error there.
Time.
Got to use it. I like to see that I am not the only one who talks to himself while playing this game.
Score is
These
30
two
love.
guys, I
Server
think,
leads.
have written a novel apiece out there.
15-30.
So Lewis, I have the answer to your question. An ace is a full drink.
Oh my God. I think we need a report from Kathy Minovitz.
How's Kathy
How's she
Minovitz?
holding up?
How are you holding up, Kathy?
We'll play. 40-15.
Hey, we've got Rob Spangler on the line. He says, Ken, you should give Tony some tips on composure.
Oh, yeah.
30-40.
That was a good one, Rob. Thank you. I have a condition that I like to call tennis Tourette's. I get out on the court if I do something I don't like. I find that if I just curse quickly 3 times in a row, randomly, it takes away all the bad feeling.
That's like saying Beetlejuice, is it?
Yeah. Not usually the same word, though. Just take all the curse words you know and just put them in the blender. Wow. Full drink for somebody there.
Kathy says she's holding up great, taking a drink
5
on every
games to
game.
3.
A whiff.
5-3. Server leads.
What do they say? This is a drinking club with a tennis problem.
That's right.
Chase. Hazard worse than second. 15-0-30, one chase pending.
Lewis says, great, I got into this game for the drinking.
Who says that?
Luis Santiago.
Luis. I love it. Nice shot.
Oh, 15-15, one chase.
Hey Rob, thanks for that. Thanks for the shout out. Good to hear from you too.
30-15, one chase.
Rob, obviously a very pivotal part of this club for a good period. He's moved away now, but we'd love to see you back.
Love 30.
Minor misjudgment there. I believe Tony is 2 points away from winning this match.
15-30, one chase.
Just needs to find the right serve right now. Going back to the sidewall. What's he going to do with that? Excellent shot, T.
40-15 with the chase. Change ends, please.
And we have a match point.
So can he close the deal this time?
Cam,
Clip the ball.
Cam's talking to himself. He's talking to his glasses.
There's no coming back.
Receiver leads 40-15. Hazard chase worse than the second gallery. Hazard.
Hazard chase. Try explaining a hazard chase to a non-player of this game.
Game, set, match.
And there we go.
Mr. Hollins. 6-5, 5-6, 6-3. Well played.
An excellent match.
Well, that was a treat, wasn't it?
What a treat, especially during this time. I've been watching so many matches on YouTube the last few weeks. If anybody is feeling the tennis Jones and wants to watch some absolutely incredible tennis, look at the 2019 World Doubles that was held down in Hobart. You'll see that not only is the tennis at the absolute highest level, but the filming of it is amazing. Multiple cameras, lively commentary, probably a bit more on point than ours. But that's a great one to watch. And if you'd like to see many other matches, you can go to the United States Court Tennis Association YouTube channel, and you can see many events. I'd venture to say almost all of them recorded by our master recordist, Ryan Carey. And if you'd like to know more about our game, you can go to uscourttennis.org. And I think we'll sign off right now. Any parting thoughts, Mr. Beaumont?
No, just that we hope you like the chat. Ken and I were certainly having fun sitting here in the Hamlin room. It would have been more fun if some of you guys had been with us. But hopefully we brought a little bit of the TNR into your lives this evening. Please do check the USCTA website for when the National League is due, and that will be the next live streamed event coming from the TNR. So we look forward to some more great tennis, a lot of tennis during the week.
Great.
And that's it. We'll sign off. Have a great evening, everybody.
Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Take care.